This is, I think we should put the tides and we'll make one video. Is that all right? Instead of making two, one per section. And this is going to be your last shot to make a video where you can all contribute all this intense brain power to help each other, help yourselves understand some of the concepts in chapter 13. Catherine, thank you for participating. So the last two sections that we're doing is, one is on ocean tides, and the other is on black holes. What do ocean tides and black holes have in common? A black hole is essentially not a hole, but a black spot in the sky, in the distant galaxy or part of our galaxy that there's no light, so it literally looks like a hole, but it's really nuclear material and it's very dense. It's so dense and it has such intense gravity that it will suck in light. Therefore, light won't be reflected. Okay, a road is black because it absorbs light. Yes? So a black hole is absorbing light. So don't think that it's not a big deal for black to absorb light. Okay? A black road will absorb light. And it's just on Earth. But I'm not talking about black absorbing light because of its color. I'm talking about the black hole absorbing light because its gravity is so strong, light can't be reflected back. I mean, why is there light reflected? Why is a black road absorbs light? We know that, right? But how do you know it doesn't absorb all of the light?
Because it reflects.
Well, how do you know that? Well, how do you know that? What's the observation?
Because you can see it.
Yeah, that's it. Sammy, cut right to it, because you can see it, right? You can see it. That's how you know it doesn't absorb all the light. But a black hole in space, nothing gets away from it. So what does tides, ocean tides, and black holes have in common? The whole concept of what? It's a G word in physics and astronomy. Gravity, yeah, they have gravity. So they're not that different of topics if the chapter that you're studying is on gravity. That makes perfect sense. So tell me, what do you have on ocean tides? All right, that's the first thing we're going to discuss. Ocean tides. Ocean tides. Yes, Catherine.
You need to understand, in order to understand why we have tides, you have to know also like how the earth and the moon move, right?
How they say that again, Catherine?
How the moon, earth, and the sun work together.
All right, so you want to look at the dynamic. Earth, moon, sun. EMS. Earth, moon, sun.
You're kind of working off camera here, yeah.
Excuse me?
You're working off camera a bit.
I'm working off camera a little bit. Let me see. Yes, I see that. Let me just do this. Now we're on. Good, excellent. Yes, I'm sorry? What happened? Oh, the thing went on? What went on?
The makeup artist?
Oh, you know what that is? That's a commercial. This site is so annoying.
Danny's gonna create a really fun ice cream princess, something like that.
Realize the window?
Let's get started.
What kind of things do you watch, Mr. Darcy?
You could have a pop-up, so like minimize your main window and maybe it'll be better.
Yes, it was a pop-up. There was a pop-up on the grade program. It was a pop-up.
Oh, you're
Yeah, that's a little weird. Okay, so what else? Well, what do we have? I want something that's direct and mechanical. Teach me something about ocean tides. Come on, guys, you can do it. Now remember, I will assign a lengthy paper with MLA required. Up, there goes the hands. All right. Oh no, what do you got, girl?
Newton showed that the ocean tides are caused by differences in the gravitational pull of the moon on opposite sides of the Earth. So the Earth has its own gravitational pull, and the moon has its gravitational pull, and the sun also has its gravitational pull. So spring tides are when they're all aligned.
All right, wait a second, hold it. That's a good thing. I like that. So Ona's talking about spring tides. So spring tides, are you suggesting, Ona, that
I'm
spring...
not suggesting, I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying. Oh, that's not a suggestion. Okay. Ona is being, I'll tell you, she is being wonderful, aggressively scholarly. I like that, right? Okay. So in other words, this is the Earth. This is not proportionally drawn. This is the sun. And this is the moon.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Or it could
You
be
may
on
want
the
to
other
move the board
it's
up a
usually
little.
on the-
Excuse me? Move the board up a little bit.
Usually the moon, it could be on, no,
Yeah.
it's the moon aligned, it's the Earth, the moon, and then the sun.
Earth, moon, and then sun.
That's-
What setup is this? Is this anything?
Well, it's
That's
because it's
not
like the
nice.
pull of the sun and then the pull of the moon on the same side as the Earth.
I like that.
And the Earth's gravity itself.
All right, so why doesn't this work? Why doesn't this really work when it comes to spring tides? Spring tides are what? What is a spring tide?
When they're all aligned.
But what is it? I mean, how do I know? If I'm at the beach,
It is an extremely high or low tide. Like,
it's an extremely high or low tide is a spring tide.
yes, like higher or lower than average.
Higher or lower than average. Excellent. Okay, so that's not going to work, right?
No.
Because they're going to cancel each other out a little bit, aren't they?
Yes.
Excellent. So in other words, if I have the Earth here and the sun and the moon work together,
Correct.
right? Now would the sun come first and then the moon?
What?
Is that right? Is this the sun
No.
here and that's the moon?
Okay, no, sir.
No.
Is that right?
Sun.
Oh, so what would come next?
Earth, moon, sun.
Sun is not here.
The moon is in the middle.
The moon is in the middle.
Yeah.
How far away is the moon from the Earth-ish? 250,000 miles-ish, right? How far is the sun?
96 million.
93 million, give or take.
92.96.
92.96, thank you, Hamda. That extra tenth of that 0.1, that's important. If I ever go there, that's big. Okay, that's big. Okay, so this is the moon, and this is the sun, right? So, in other words, the vectors are going this way. I have a giant vector going this way, and I have a smaller vector from the Earth going that way, correct? So I have the sun and the moon both pulling, and I get this bulge, don't I? I get this bulge. So if I get the bulge over here, what do I get over here?
No, it sinks in.
Yeah, right. I get this unbulge or non-bulge, right? Okay. Yes, is that what it is? Is that what you're telling me?
Correct.
Concave.
It's a concave. So you get this convex. It's a Texas thing, I understand. Okay, so this is a convex thing, this is a concave thing. Okay, good, depending on your point of view, but this is convex depending on your point of view, right? Gotcha. Okay, so Brianna, you look very intimidating today. Is everything okay? You look like you want to rip my face off. Is that everything okay?
Oh, yeah, it's just the diagram isn't the one I wrote down in the book. It's just mine.
Okay.
Going to murder them.
She's giving me this incredible look like she wants to okay, I'm sorry. Have I offended you in a past life or something? Okay. All right, so what else? Teach me about tides. Reem, right? What do you got up there? Good? Good? You're talking about tides? Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, what do you got?
I'm just trying to find the actual.
The actual diagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found one.
All right, I can erase what I have here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, what else do I want to put up there? Let's go. We're on a roll here. Okay, I just want to, shall I put a word on the board that might help you
Yes.
in terms of motivation? I'm just going to put just a quick word up here, okay? Okay, just to maybe help you. Yes, oh, there goes the hands again. Okay. Oh no, what do you got, girl?
The Neap Tide.
Neap. Neap. I like that. Neap. Sounds like a Monty Python word, right? Neap. What's a neap tide?
It's the like evil stepsister of the spring tide. It's when the sun and the moon are perpendicular to the earth.
All right, so the neap tide is when the sun and the moon are perpendicular. Okay? We looked at spring tide when they line up, right? Yes? So the neap tide looks like what? So here's the earth. There's the earth. Where's the moon?
It is on the
Here?
bottom. Yes.
Okay, so the moon is here.
And
And then the sun is over here.
Yeah, correct.
So that's the sun. Yes? This is not drawn to scale. Just showing you position. Move the board up a little bit. These guys, I'm telling you, when you talk about videographers, you guys are great.
The sun's pulling this way and then the moon's pulling this way, so it's like the
So what are we gonna get? So you get this kind of like vector thing where what's happening here?
They're not. They're somewhat working against each other. It's not like the sun is on. It's not like they're all like on the same collinear. Like it's not sun, earth, moon, but moon is underneath the earth, so
They're like middle. Are you suggesting that they are kind of middle level tides? Very little difference between high and low. Is that what you're trying to say, or what?
Yes, it's like the opposite
They would
effects.
be, and the low ones aren't really as low as they would be.
All right. So this is kind of like
It's like a middle ground.
I like that. I like that a lot. Middle ground tides. Kind of like wishy-washy, you know. It's not a really high tide, you know. It's not really low tide, you know. Kind of flattens out, as the Eagles would say in Desperado. You know, you can't. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all the highs and lows, ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado. Okay, yes?
I don't know if you want to talk about the other kinds of tides also.
I like that. Brianda, you are rescuing, between you and Ona, you are rescuing the lesson. You are the EMTs of astronomy. I like it.
Will you erase the word paper, please?
I want to erase the word what?
Paper.
No, all right, I'll do this. She wants me, I'll do this. Okay? All right? I erased one letter. Okay? All right. What else do we have?
Earth tides.
Earth tides. Shall I move this back a little bit maybe? I'll move this back. Is that all right? Shall I move it back? Did you ever have like an itchy ear and it gets so itchy you just want to take your hand and just rip your ear off? Okay? Do I look like I have this incredible itchy ear? I think I'm covering myself really well. I'm about to lose my mind. But that's okay. Anything for astronomy. Okay. All right. What do you got, Aya?
There's a flood tide.
There's a flood tide?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Flood tide?
I said earth tides first.
Uh-oh, we're having a tidal fight. I got it. Okay, you get it? Okay, yes, what other, Brianna, you were first to say something. What did you say?
There are earth tides.
An earth tide. What's an earth tide?
Twice a day, the surface rises and falls as much as 1/4 of a meter.
Okay, so let's say that again and I'll repeat it on film. Say that again, Brianda.
Twice a day,
Twice a day,
the surface of
the surface of the earth rises and falls as much as 1/4
of a meter.
of a meter. And that's called an earth tide. An earth tide is twice a day, the oceans rise and fall as much as the earth rises and falls.
Like the surface.
The surface of the earth.
What? That's
This-
what it said. The
But the
surface.
water, right? Not the land. The land doesn't like rise, right? That would be a little weird.
It made it seem like.
No, it's not it's not, the continents are not rising and forming, 1/4 mountains, right? They're, right? Can you go on, can you look up Earth tide again, Brianda? Are you suggesting that that the land is rising and falling?
It's less pronounced than the.
Yeah, it's Earth's crust.
Oh, I like that. Say that again, Brianda.
It's the Earth's crust.
The Earth's crust.
It is a displacement of the solid.
What? Did you want more? Is that-
Yeah, no, I'm very familiar with this. This is something they teach when they teach earth science. Okay, no, this is real. It's not the water that they're talking about. Did you think it was water? It's not the water that they're talking about.
It's the
You see, you have
surface.
When you're in a very tall building, like the Empire State Building or the Burj Khalifa, this is the analogy I always use. Even if you don't feel the building go back and forth, the building goes back and forth, sometimes quite a bit, depending on the building. The World Trade Center in New York, because of its shape, went back and forth considerably. You could feel it on a windy day. Well, it's kind of counterintuitive that a building would go like that, like a tree, right? Well, those are tremendous forces that is in the wind. Wind is made of matter, correct? So when you have a building swaying, even though it's counterintuitive that it would do that, the same is true with if you have the sun and the moon. The crust, the land, the mountains will rise as much as, all over the world, will rise as much as, let's see, what's a quarter? Would be 25 centimeters, right? It rises as much as that. That's 1/4 of a meter. So the mountains, the deserts, the land, where we're standing right now, twice a day, will undulate up and down, up and down, right? Feeling a little seasick? So in here, in this classroom, twice a day, it's called an earth tide. The land can go, depending upon the specific orientation of the moon, sun, and earth, it can go up and down as much as 1/4 of a meter. Read that again, Brianda.
The first one?
The one that we're discussing right now, the earth tide.
Okay, twice a day.
Twice a day,
The Earth's crust
the earth's crust
rises and falls
falls
as much
as 1/4 of a meter. It's unbelievable. Isn't that unbelievable? It's unbelievable. Anybody else? What else do we got? Yes, Catherine.
There's another type of tide.
There's another type of tide. I like this.
Yeah.
There's another type of tide. And Catherine, what is this?
Yeah, it's
What is this other type of tide called?
It's another type of spring tide. It's called the Croxidian.
You're speaking way too fast.
Sorry, it's another type of spring tide called the Croxidian.
It's a type of spring tide. It's a type of the type of spring tide type of. Do I sound like Yoda from Star Wars? Okay. What is it, Catherine? Explain it to us.
It's actually very rare.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. It happens every
Excellent.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Wow. Cool.
It is a very high tide.
It's what?
It is very high.
It's a very high tide.
And
It's shall we say extreme or what?
Yeah. And
Extreme tide, high tide, right? And what else?
it occurs when the moon is both unusually close to Earth.
All right, so sometimes the moon, do people understand that? That the moon is not at a uniform distance when it revolves around the earth. Do you understand that? Sometimes, depending upon the wobble of the earth or where the earth is relative to the sun, etc., sometimes the moon might be very close to the Earth. Okay? So this happens when the moon is very close to Earth.
Also when it's during new moon phase.
It's during the what?
When it's basically, when the moon is between the sun and Earth.
When the moon is between sun and Earth. So it's also like this, and we already kind of talked about this for springtime, but the sun, the moon is between the sun and the Earth?
Yes. Like it's in the middle.
The moon is?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So when we talked about spring, so in other words, you need several things to happen.
Yeah.
You need the normal springtide orientation of the moon, the Earth, and the sun. You need that orientation,
Yes.
and then you need this distance here is small.
Yes.
All right. So it's a springtime orientation, and this distance is relatively small. Can anybody tell me about the Bay of Fundy? Has anybody looked that up? Yes. What do we got, Hamda?
It is home to the highest tides in the world.
It's the highest tides in the world, and could you please explain it to us? Not why, but just talk about it.
It is the longest ocean bay. It stretches between the provinces. It's like two provinces on Canada's east.
What provinces?
New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Scotia.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not from
That's
Canada.
That's okay. That's okay.
Each
That's all right.
day, 160 billion tons of seawater flows in and out of the
All right.
bay.
This is really cool because you can go on YouTube and see pictures of this. But when we talk about this tide, okay, I just want you to. Okay, so you have. I'm terrible with drawing. Okay, I'm terrible. Could you give me a map? Somebody show me a map of the Bay of Fundy. Does anybody have a map out? Somebody pull a map up and show it to me.
Here you go, mister.
Do you have one? Excuse me. Okay. Thank you. Let me see. All right. It is. I see it. It's right there. Right there. Okay. So you see the Bay of Fundy? Does that come up?
Yeah.
Is that good? Can you see it? Okay. That's the Bay of Fundy. Okay. My arm hurts. Is that the Bay of Fundy? Can you see that? Okay. Now, so I'll kind of draw it on the board a little bit. Okay. So
You want me
here's.
to draw it, Mr. Darcy?
No, I'll get it. But thank you. Thank you. So it goes like this. So this is the United. This is New Brunswick. This down here is the USA, and this is Nova Scotia. Okay, New Scotland, Nova Scotia. Okay, and what happens is in here, right in here. Right there, you get this incredible flow of water. Now, what was the amount of water somebody said? Hamda, did you say?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
160 billion tons.
Say that again?
160 billion tons.
160 160 billion tons.
Which is more than the combined flow of all the world's freshwater rivers.
More than flow of all freshwater rivers. Is that what you said? Rivers, streams, etc. Right. So the amount of water going into the Bay of Fundy is about 160 billion tons, right? Now, remember, a metric ton is a little bit bigger, right? A ton is what? A metric ton is 2,200 pounds, and a regular ton is 2,000 pounds, right? So, and a pound is like, a kilogram is like 2 pounds.
2.2 pounds.
Yes, 2.2, very good, thank you. All right, so anyway, this is Nova Scotia here. Prince Edward Island is up here. So I was here. And you go down here and you see, when you go down to the, you go down to the, you can go downstairs and you get these giant mounds of dirt, these tall, giant columns of dirt that are probably 20 or 25 feet tall, right? And you can see how they're geologically eroded. Well, what happens is they sound a horn, so you're not caught out in the bay, because you can walk out into the bay, right? So you get out of the bay because the water comes in very quickly. Does it say how quickly it comes in, the water, Hamda? Does it say how quickly the water comes in? Yes, please, take it. We have a guest star for the video that we're making. Would you like to come in and say hello to the audience? No, teasing. Yeah, we're making a video. That's okay. So the bay will go like this, okay? And then this is the headwater of the bay. So you get this steep incline, okay? You get the steep incline. It's not like 60 feet right there. You get this incline that it comes into the bay, and that's the headwaters, where you have it like this, okay? And here's the head of the bay, and here's New Brunswick. Here's the USA. Maine is down here, and you have what's over here? This is Nova Scotia, okay? And it's absolutely, positively, 100%. I was impatient waiting for the bore. I was impatient. I wanted to push on. I had a ferry to catch to go to Prince Edward Island, which is somewhere over here, whatever. So I went to a diner. They have diners in North America. I really miss a diner, a good diner. Miss it in here, living in Abu Dhabi. They just don't exist here. So anyway, I just had a quick breakfast. And I come back to the place, where I was, full of water. Water's coming over, splashing on the road. It rose like 20 feet, like in a course of half an hour. It was unbelievable. Anyway, anything else do we have on tides? Anything else?
There's a diurnal. I don't know.
Diurnal? What's a diurnal tide? What does it mean, diurnal? I like that. Diurnal. When you hear the word of diurnal, is there anything you think of?
Well, isn't di like
Diurnal.
Di means what? When you think of di, what do you think of? Now, let's try to remember that you guys are going to college next year, and you may have taken the SATs. Is this like the brain trauma recovery ward at Al Noor Hospital, and you guys are starting to... What does di mean? Thank you.
like daily or something?
Bi means to. Di can't mean to. Like Greek and Latin and, Look up the prefix di and tell me where it comes from. And look up the prefix bi and tell me where it comes from. Do you know the whole world now knows that you guys don't know what the prefix di means?
Does it not mean cool?
It's
part of travel.
What does it mean? What does the word di mean? I know you did, but people, they're standing up, they're ready to attack me. Yes, but there were people that didn't know. I was ignoring you purposely. So it's essentially two. Okay? But where does it come from, the word die? What's the root?
Ancient Greek.
Ancient Greek. Excellent. How about bi? What's that? Latin. Okay. You get it? Bi and die. One's Latin, one's Greek. Okay? Let's try to remember that literacy is important for college. Okay? Okay, good. I won't say your name on camera. Okay? Okay. In case some college professor's looking at this. some college acceptance or anything.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it goes through my Twitter.
exactly. So, anyway, diurnal. How do you spell that, diurnal?
U-R-N-A-L.
Yeah.
R,
N-A-L.
okay.
Tides.
Urnal. What's an urnal? What's an urnal? What does it mean, urnal? Look up the word urnal. Look up suffix.
It's like
Urnal. Urnal. You know, I'll tell you, as you're looking that up, I'll give you a little bit of a lesson on words. If you're going to learn a language that is from the West, English, French, German, Latin, Latin is a good language to help you with those. Latin and Greek. It really helps you with languages to understand words. Yes, what is it? What does it mean? Urnal?
Time.
It's durations of time.
It's a time. It's a time. So, two times. Two times what? Diurnal.
Well, the tide happens 2 times.
2 times when? 2 times a year?
No, each day.
Each day, yeah, diurnal. Diurnal. When I lived, and I used to be a big fisherman. I used to fish as a kid all the time. I would fish, and my friends would surf, or I would, not go to school and kind of live down the beach among the dunes in my pickup truck, and we'd fish and go swimming, and it was great.
You
Okay.
were a cool kid.
No, I was just, I was last in my classes, but anyway, you have, the tides are diurnal, so you go to your tide charts if you want to go fishing, you got to know when to go fishing.